welcome to this evening's Janesville League of Women Voters Candidates Forum for City Council. The forum is presented in cooperation with the Janesville Public Access TV station, JATV. I am Kay Dupree, a member of the Janesville League of Women Voters, and I'm privileged to be tonight's moderator. Let me begin by reminding everyone that the League is a nonpartisan political organization open to all people, men and women, who are inspired by the mission of holding fair elections and encouraging the citizens to stay informed and participate in government. We do not endorse candidates. However, we do take positions and advocate on important issues that face our community and our state and our nation. I'd like to begin tonight by going over a few guidelines. The candidates have not received any of the questions ahead of time. They will take turns being the first to give an answer. They will have 1 minute to respond to each question, and we time them so that everyone has an equal opportunity to answer and to be heard. Our timers this evening are Leaguers Linda and Tom Stahura, so thank you for helping us this way. We have quite a list of questions, but a limited amount of time. We have planned about an hour and a half for this forum, so we may not get to all questions. Questions are intended, though, to give each candidate an opportunity to address some of the issues as well as give insight into how they think about some of the difficult and challenging decisions that the city faces. There are 9 candidates running for the 4 open seats on City Council. The top 3 vote getters will have 2-year terms, and the one with the 4th highest votes will have a 1-year term. The candidates are seated here in alphabetical order. Jim, I'll just mention the names, and then you will meet them more completely with our first question. So Jim Farrell, then Matthew Keeley, Bill McCoy, Andy Murray, Dwayne Severson, Angela Smiley, Michael Southers, Kathy Voskel, and Troy Zimdars is unable to be here tonight because of his work. He's over in Racine installing some fire equipment that has to be done at off hours, so he wasn't able to be here and wanted to extend his just his awareness that this was going on and that you would remember him. So we're going to begin by having each candidate provide a 1-minute introduction of themselves. And so Tony, is that right? No, I'm sorry, Jim. Jim, you will start with your 1-minute introduction. Jim Farrell.
Good evening. My name is Jim Farrell. I retired this September from a career in manufacturing and accounting management. I held positions of controller, cost accounting manager, budget manager, and general accounting manager in medium-sized companies. I have a bachelor's degree in finance from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. I'm currently working on an MBA in accounting from UW-Whitewater. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm a member of the Noon Kiwanis, a volunteer at Roosevelt School, a lunch buddy through the Boys and Girls Club, and an ARP volunteer tax preparer at the Senior Center. I'm a candidate for the City Council because I want to use my financial management experience and skill sets to benefit the community. I have a proven record as a problem solver and decision maker on many thorny issues in my career. I have led numerous budget teams, cost reduction teams, and strategic planning teams. These are very challenging times for our community. We are trying to evolve into a new economy. This will take the efforts of many people in the administration, City Council, and Rock County 5.0, as well as community groups and the residents of Janesville. I hope to be a part of a very proactive City Council in these efforts.
Okay, thank you, Jim. And next we'll hear from Matthew.
My name is Matthew Keeley, and I'm running for Janesville City Council. I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters and JATV 12 and everybody for showing up tonight. I am a lifelong resident of Janesville. I graduated from Parker High School in 2001. I've had the extreme pleasure of owning and operating Keeley's Cafe and Matt's Doghouse. I have decided to run for Janesville Council because I feel it's my time to give back. The community has been great to me, and I would like to give my part back to them. And I feel this is a great opportunity.
Okay, thank you, Matthew. Bill?
Bill McCoy, and I live here in Janesville, and I'm also a member of the VFW 1621. I have also been House Chair up there as well. I have run for City Council several times. And I'm also a Vietnam vet as well, and I am looking for getting on this council because the fact is the people are hurting here in this community. We are very hurting because people don't have the money. This is the main aspects of this community. We are hurting down deep in our own hearts, and it's time to really change some of the philosophy in this community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bill. And Andy, you're next.
My name is Andy Murray. Bill, thanks for your service. I'm a lifelong resident of Janesville. I went to Craig. I have an undergrad at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, like Jim. And I have a wife, two beautiful children. Nora's 4, Dean is 13 months. I was a 2010 campaign co-chair of the United Way. I'm a member of Forward Janesville as a Forward Janesville ambassador. I truly love and appreciate this community. We have great parks, great schools, great public service. And I couldn't figure anywhere else to be. I've lived in Madison, Milwaukee, and Chicago, and I want to raise my family here because I believe in a strong community and a quality of life.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Dwayne.
Thank you to the League of Women Voters for having this forum tonight. My name is Dwayne Severson, and I want to serve the people of Janesville by making the tough budget decisions during this tough, difficult economic time. We must maintain strong police, fire, trash removal, street repairs, and snow removal services. We need to cut non-essential expenses and eliminate barriers for job creation. We need to restore consistent, common sense financial decisions to the Janesville City Council. I have 25 years of financial management experience. I am a certified public accountant and with the Mercy Health System. I have 9 years on the Janesville School Board, 2 years as its president. I've served with the United Way, Forward Janesville, Pregnancy Helpline of Janesville, and the Janesville Morning Rotary. Janesville has a strong, proud history of overcoming obstacles that have confronted our community. Now is the time for Janesville to come together and work towards enriching, enhancing the lives of everyone. And I look forward to our discussion tonight.
Okay, thank you, Dwayne. Angela, you're next.
I'm Angela Smiley, and I would also like to thank the League of Women Voters, JATV, and all the citizens that came out tonight to participate in this event. I'm a UW-Madison grad. I graduated in 2002 with bachelor's degrees in behavioral science and law and political science. I am currently a probation and parole officer. I've been with the Department of Corrections for 9 years. I am very active in the community. I have served on the Alcohol Licensing Advisory Committee for the City of Janesville since 2010. I'm also active with the Lunch Buddies program through Big Brothers Big Sisters. I've been a volunteer with that program at Roosevelt Elementary for the past 3 years. And we get that question almost every time about why are we running? I've not been one to sit on the sidelines. As a Janesville homeowner, I'm optimistic and enthusiastic about the way we're moving forward with the city of Janesville, and I feel as a proven leader I will have a positive impact and be a voice for citizens moving forward.
All right, thank you, Angela. And Mike, next.
Hi, I'm Michael Southers. I'm 40 years old and was born and raised in Janesville. I remember the days of Janesville's greatness. And with the plant closing and with the economic downturn, hard times have hit Janesville. But one thing that's important is knowing the history of Janesville and where our roots are and what our strengths are. Had my father worked at GM, he retired from GM. I'm a husband, I'm a father, and I'm an ordinary guy. I ask for your vote on April 3rd. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Kathy?
Thank you. My name is Kathy Voskel. I would like to thank the League of Women Voters, JATV, and also Local Vision, and everyone here this evening, and hopefully all the viewers when this actually goes to feed. I am seeking my 3rd term on City Council, and the reason why I'm seeking a 3rd term is because I believe in this community, and I believe that there's a lot of unfinished business that I personally, as well as with other council, would like to continue tackling in the city of Janesville. I've lived in the city for 23 years. My husband and I have 3 children, a son at UW-Madison, a daughter who's a junior at Craig High School, and a 7th grader at Marshall Middle School. I've been very involved, other than City Council, on various committees. I'm currently the Plan Commission Chair. I'm the past president of City Council, as well as I sit on the Downtown Development Alliance Board as well. I'm very pleased that there are so many candidates here tonight, and I look forward to some of the questions this evening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. And I just want to remind the candidates as we get into the questions that I'm going to ask to pay attention to our timers. They want to be paid attention to tonight. So take note when it says 15 seconds and then wrap up your comments so that we can get through as many questions as possible. Okay, so Matthew, you will start with this next question that we're going to start with. While serving on council is a volunteer position, there is a significant time commitment for both council and committee work. How much time do you have or expect to invest in this city work? Matthew?
With owning my own business, I'm fortunate enough I am able to have a little flexibility in my scheduling. I have very competent employees that would allow me the accessibility to attend meetings, committees, and so forth. So I don't really see that as being an issue for me. I have my evenings available, my days available, and yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bill?
Thank you for this question, because the fact is I am retired. I have a lot of time on my hands. And believe it or not, I have been on the phone constantly with people from Washington to Madison and everything else. This is what represents of the people that's going through foreclosures and everything else in this community, as well as this thing with the Shine thing. And believe it or not, Washington and I have no comments together, because one thing about City Council behind closed doors is not in my best interest at this time. And it's time for, we need to understand that the city of Janesville is in my best interest. I live here. I am a stockholder in this community like everybody else in this room is, and we have to learn to fight and to take and control this city from excess spending that we are doing. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. And Andy, next.
Well, first of all, I had to ask my wife that question, first of all, to run. And then, of course, I asked my employer, and they are more than happy to support me. And I am 100% invested in this community. I'm going to be here for my life, and hopefully my children will live here. So I will do whatever it takes with the time commitments to do a good job, make formative decisions, and communicate effectively.
All right, thank you, Andy. Dwayne?
Thank you. With 9 years on the Janesville School Board and 2 years as its president, I realize that there is a time commitment that needs to be implemented. I've been able to do that. I look forward to doing that and serving on the City Council, and really whatever time has to be put forth. My employer is very supportive of participation in the community, so I look forward to putting it, whatever time and effort needs to be done to serve our community. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Dwayne. And Angela?
I'm also very fortunate to have the ability to have a flexible schedule. As my employer, we are stakeholders in having a strong community. Therefore, the involvement, volunteer work is always encouraged, and which has allowed me to be on the ALAC, or Alcohol Licensing Advisory Committee, for the past 2 years and continue to volunteer. Accessibility and approachability by citizens is also critical, and I found very much value that ability in me as a leader to respond in a timely manner, and I think I've also shown that with my involvement with the committee.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Michael?
We've seen recently in Janesville 2 committees dissolved because people who have made commitments to serve on those committees haven't held those pledges. I pledge for you tonight as a representative of you to attend the council and the committee meetings as needed. I've thought about running for council in the past, and I specifically didn't because my kids were in school, young, and value their education and the time it takes to help them get through. Now's the time to run. My kids are old enough. I have the time. My wife has okayed it, my darling wife. And I pledge to you, I will make that commitment, and nothing that I will be involved with will be dissolved because of my lack of involvement.
Okay, thank you, Michael. And Kathy?
Well, as an incumbent who has served 4 years on City Council and prior to that several years on the Plan Commission, there is a substantial time commitment, and I'm willing and able to put forth that time commitment. Support from my family is there, it continues to be there, support from my employer, and actually the ability to work with citizens not only on the committee side, but also with the phone calls and the emails are extremely important to me. Citizen input is very valuable to me, and I believe that time is necessary to do that, and I have the time to do it.
Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
And now back to Jim for this one.
I also am retired. That gives me the advantage of having a great deal of flexibility in working in this position. My wife, Judy, was a social studies teacher for 40 years, so she's extremely supportive and encouraging of me running for this position. She understands the importance of government. She understands the role that the City Council will be playing in the future. So I have total support for my wife. I have the time. I'm very busy. Since I retired, I've found many wonderful things to do that I haven't had the time to do when I was working. But yes, I pledge to the citizens I will put in a great deal of time in this, and I will enthusiastically do any, be on committees or do any other work and reply to the people of Janesville concerning any of the issues. So I am absolutely committed to doing this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jim. All right, we're moving to the next question, and Bill, you will get this one first. The city has given significant financial incentives to persuade Shine to locate here. Would you support similar incentives to attract and retain businesses and industry to the city? So it's not only a yes, no, but please comment on your thinking as well.
My thinking of the word, this thing with Shine was behind closed doors, 95% of it. A lot of citizens did not know what was going on. It was hit to us at the last minute. We had 1 week. Just like I said earlier, I was on the telephone as soon as I found out about this meeting that they was going to have in Washington. I called the Janesville Gazette. They didn't know anything about it. I called the city manager. They didn't know anything about it. Excuse me, there's a lot of stuff going behind closed that our citizens of this community does not know exactly what the heck is going on. We are, just like I said, we are taxpayers of this community. We have the right to know what is going on in our community. Now, furthermore, TIFs, I do not like some of these TIFs that's going on. And there's some things I do like about them, but there's a lot of things I do not like about them. It is time for our community to look at it. You know, all you homeowners that lost your homes, I would love to give you a TIF. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bill. Andy, your turn.
Sure. I mean, we are seeing a social economical shift in our culture here. And people are unemployed. As Bill alluded to, people are losing their homes. We need to find ways to attract businesses to our community. And we have a great community. We shouldn't be marketing. We have great parks, we have great teachers, and we have great public safety. So what better way to attract businesses to our community? We have great people that will embrace that, and it only makes things better. We'll start educating some people. As you see, BTC is already opening up some new programs and educating our community. So we have the tools in place, and I think that moving forward, we're going to do the right thing.
Okay, so would you support similar incentives to other businesses?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Dwayne?
Thank you. Janesville needs jobs. In a perfect world, we would not give any business. That was 20, 30 years ago. The reality is other communities are doing the same thing. We need to look at those various incentive programs to make sure that they're bringing the jobs in that we need. We need to identify appropriate milestones and parameters to give those incentive packages. Janesville needs jobs. So yes, I would support similar type of incentive programs with the, again, the various incentive or the various parameters and the various milestones set up to ensure that the city's money that's invested for these types of businesses has a very strong return.
All right. Thank you, Dwayne. Angela?
when structured appropriately, setting benchmarks that to be met, I think that we start addressing some of the risks that could be involved with the use of the tax dollars when it comes to the financial incentives. And I think when done right, and yes, I would be very supportive of those. It is a benefit as a whole. It helps to start broadening our tax base. And when we start looking at gaining jobs with sustainable living wages, that individuals can then, you're not only bringing in tax dollars and revenue from the business itself, maybe the manufacturing business, you're putting it in the hands of the individuals that are living in the community or, enjoying things that are going on in the community, and you're almost getting a 2.5 return. So I think that when done appropriately with limited risks and caution is involved, financial incentives can work.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Michael?
Having graduated from UW-Whitewater in 1993 with a bachelor's degree in business management, one of the things that I understand is for a business to be successful, you have to have a business plan. And one thing that the city council and the city staff should look at is the funding that's provided via a TIF district appropriate and fitting into that business plan? One of the things that also needs to be considered is by investing taxpayers' money, what's going to be the return on that investment? Millions of dollars could be potentially spent, but is there a chance? What's the probability that the taxpayers are going to be able to get their money back or even more? That's one of the things that I personally have as an initiative on City Council is to look at some way of devising a system that if we are going to be spending taxpayers' money, how are we going to be able to determine the return on investment? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Matthew. And Kathy?
Well, the first answer is yes, I will continue to support incentives. We do need to create jobs in Janesville, but I think the key here is each incentive package needs to be looked at individually as it relates to the cost benefit of the industry or business that's coming in, and that's what we've tried to do is we've looked at the cost benefit. We also try to look at minimizing the risk to the taxpayers and be good stewards with the taxpayers' money. At the same token, we also have to look at a variety of incentives. This is a very competitive world that we live in, and I know that some folks have mentioned TIF, but there are many other different types of incentives that we can look at. Shovel-ready sites, grants, working with WEDC and Madison. So we have a great opportunity to develop a variety of incentives, but we do need to maintain competitiveness because we need to create jobs. All of our incentives need to be tied to job creation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. And over to you, Jim.
I spoke to the city council the night that they agreed to this deal with Shine. I basically have significant reservations about the deal. Being in business and for many, many years, I'm somewhat frustrated that I did not have access to seeing a lot of the financial data. How much capital did the owners of Shine put into this deal? I have problems with $4 million in the city guaranteeing loans for this company. I really think their answer that why should they have this is because other communities are offering it is not a significant answer. I think there's significant risk in this.
Okay, thank you, Jim. And Matthew?
Excuse me. Yes, if I was on city council, I would continue to support financial incentives for business to come to Janesville. The ugly truth is Janesville's not the only city looking for jobs, which puts us into a competitive market. I assume as far as the Shine deal goes that our city council and economic development people negotiated the best deal possible for Janesville. TIF funding, I think, is essential, along with the other programs available. I would like to see the general public educate a little more on TIF. I believe the average resident does not understand it. To tell you the truth, I didn't know a ton about it until I sat down and met with Vic Grassman about it. And I think it's a great thing. It adds to our tax base. These businesses that come to town support our hospitals, retail shops, restaurants, contractors, and we need jobs to keep the rest of Janesville going.
All right, thank you, Matthew.